Hi, I'm Katie Wetzel Murphy from Alexander Valley Vineyards. Thanks so much for allowing me to join you this evening for your Zonotto's dinner. It sounds like a great menu, makes me hungry to read it. And we've got some exciting wines to pair with your Cinco de Mayo food. So I'll be walking through a few of the wines, and first I just want to introduce you to our winery, which is Alexander Valley Vineyards. We're in northern Sonoma County, about 70 miles north of San Francisco. Still a family-owned and operated winery, and pleased to be able to bring you so many delicious wines for your dinner tonight. My parents bought our property here in the Alexander Valley from the Alexander family in 1962 and set about restoring the historic buildings, planting vineyards in the beautiful rich soil along the Russian River, and then started our winery in 1975. We are still family owned and operated with third and fourth generation members involved in working at the winery. When we started in 1975, we produced 3 wines, about 7,000 cases, and today we produce close to 200,000 cases and many, many more wines than 3. I'm not quite sure how many we make, but probably 16 or 18 different varieties and various iterations of those varieties as well. So tonight, I'm not going to taste all of them, but we're going to start with the Gewurtz. And this is the 2020 Gewurtz. We call it Gewurtz. It's kind of a cute, fun name, a little easier to say than the full name of Gewürztraminer. And this is actually from grapes grown in Mendocino County, organically grown vineyard grapes. And this is such a special, delicious wine. We grew Gewürztraminer early on, but now get these wonderful grapes from Mendocino County. And this is a very simply but specially made wine. The grapes are brought in, they're crushed, they're destemmed, fermented cold stainless steel fermentation, which takes about 5 or 6 weeks, and then it's bottled right away. So it doesn't see any oak. It's a very straightforward process. And that stainless steel fermentation keeps the fruit very alive, the spiciness very alive in this Gewürztraminer. It's great with spicy food. I think it should be delicious with your, I think you're having some chili relleno dish tonight. I think it will be absolutely delicious with this. So it smells very fruity, but it's dry, it's clean, it's got a little bit of spice. Fantastic, nice long finish. Really, really beautiful on the palate. Very clean again. Nice, clean fruit flavors. Love it. It's really delicious. So our next wine will be the dry rosé of Sangiovese. And you might notice on the back of this label, this little round certified sustainable logo. Sustainably farmed grapes from Sonoma County. We are in Sonoma County. And sustainability, that is something that's very important to us. To be certified sustainable takes a lot of work. It's not just about how you grow your grapes, but it's your water usage, it's your recycling, it's your employee practices, it's a lot of different things. And so we're very proud of this, being able to use the Sonoma County certified label on most of our wines. They don't all have it yet, but they should all have it on the back label within the next few years. So this is dry rosé of Sangiovese. This is, I love this wine. It's so wonderful. It's again dry, as it says on the label, but has lots of Sangiovese varietal character on the fruit and a beautiful color. Goes well with everything from watermelon salad to a nice salmon steak, and lots of things in between. This sits on the skins for just a few hours after the grapes come in before it's pressed off or drained off and then fermented as white wine would be in a cold stainless steel tank. Yes, that beautiful nose, you can tell it's Sangiovese grapes. Very nice fruit, very dry. Will stand up to a lot of different foods actually. I think a rosé that has a lot of sugar in it or some sugar in it does not stand up as well to many different foods. This would be great with a cheese platter or salami. All sorts of different kinds of foods. So enjoy this. This is really a special wine. I'm so pleased with the new vintage, the 21. Probably will be the first wine from the 21 vintage that you will have taste, and I think it's really, really nice. The Alexander Valley is geologically a very interesting place. Has a lot of loamy soil on the valley floor because the Russian River flows through the valley and is actually on our property. And tens of thousands of years of the river flooding and silt being deposited has made the loamy soil very, very rich. We have gently sloping hillsides. Also in the valley, we're about 30 miles from the ocean, from the Pacific Ocean. And so we get cooling influences coming in over the hills into the valley, which allows us to have cool mornings, warm afternoons, excellent properties for, making great grapes, great wine, where you want the acid balance and the sugar balance to be appropriate. Our next wine is the 2019 Chardonnay. Again, we've been growing Chardonnay since the beginning. Early on, Chardonnay has gone through a lot of style changes from the mid-1970s. Back then, it wasn't the wine that everybody had a glass of before dinner. And so Chardonnay has become the mainstream white, of course, of Americans at least. And this is, I think, a great style of Chardonnay. Always more information on the back label if you would like to learn more. And our website also, which is avvwine.com, has lots of information on every single wine on our winemaker, Kevin Hall, who's wonderful, and recipes to go with all of these wines that you're tasting tonight. So the Chardonnay, I particularly like this balance of fruit, acid, alcohol, and oak. We're really looking for a good balance, and to get that, we ferment this 30% in oak barrels, 70% in stainless steel tanks. Has about 6 months of oak aging, and then those two lots are blended together, so you get a lot of fresh fruit characteristics from the stainless steel lot, and then some richness and roundness from the barrel fermented lot. And that is in French oak barrels that it's fermented. We get a lot of aromas of apples and pears in our Chardonnay, which I find very interesting because this area, before grapes were really popular wine grapes were popular to be planted here, a lot of people raised apples and a lot of people raised pears. So maybe it's just a mental thing in my memory, but I like that kind of, that little bit of, that hint of the floweriness of a pear aroma, but also the acid that comes with it. Delicious. I think this could be your taco salad wine, maybe. Very, very good. Again, nice balance, very clean, and a style that goes with a lot of different kinds of food. And I know a lot of people think Chardonnay is not very exciting or as interesting as some other whites, but if it's well made and well balanced, this wine could go with almost anything, many different kinds of foods. So the red wines you had available for your dinner tonight, there's a lot of them, and I'm not going to taste through all of them, but I'll talk briefly about each one. All of these grapes are grown in the Alexander Valley, which just shows you the versatility and what a great agricultural area it is. We have great water, we have great soil, we have great sun, and we all have great gardens, and this time of year in the spring, of course, they're absolutely beautiful. So it's a very versatile region where we can grow a lot of different grape varieties. You have Pinot Noir. This is a 2019 Pinot Noir. We grow this right here. We're the only winery in Alexander Valley producing Pinot Noir, and it's a beautiful, medium-bodied expression of this grape varietal aged all in French oak. So that I know you have a lot of Chili Verde might overpower it a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So if you have this, give it a try with the things you're tasting. Next we have Homestead Red Blend. This is the 2019. If you look on the back label, it will tell you all the different grape varieties that are in this. This is a really fun wine with a lot of fruit, but very subtle in the way it's blended to make a seamless wine that all of these varieties fit together very well. Barrel aged in our caves for over a year, and this shows beautifully with a lot of different kinds of foods. We have our Alexander Valley Vineyards Zinfandel, and this is from grapes very close by on the property. Again, barrel aged for over a year in our caves. A great expression of blackberry and briariness. A nice medium-bodied Zinfandel at under 15% alcohol, which doesn't happen every day. And then our flagship wine, Cabernet Sauvignon, which we're most well known for. Many of you might have had this before. We have been producing Cabernet Sauvignon since 1975, our first vintage. It's what we and the Alexander Valley are most well known for. And if you visit our website at avvwine.com, you'll see that we have many different styles and price ranges of Cabernets, from our high-end blend Cyrus through some reserve wines that are just available at the winery and on our website. Speaking of the winery, we're open every day for visitors. It's a great, lovely place to come visit. We do not charge for tasting. We have complimentary tasting and tours of our caves twice a day. So if you're going to be up in this area, please plan a visit. The final wine is my favorite of the reds, and it's the Merlot, and this is the 2019 Merlot, which red wine that you might have gotten with your dinner tonight, and that's the Alexander Valley Vineyards Merlot. This is my favorite wine for everyday drinking. Sometimes we say it's a Merlot for cab lovers because it's got pretty big structure. It's got a lot of grapefruit, and it usually has about less than 10% Cabernet Sauvignon blended into it, but I just love the kind of the composure of Merlot. It's, you know, it's not flashy, it's a medium-bodied style, but really is classy and classic and goes with a lot of different kinds of foods. Delicious. Wow. Really nice fruit, nice balance again, enough acid to keep it from getting too flabby if you age it for a few years. It's very, very, very delicious. I'd have a second sip of that one. And it will open up more in the glass the longer you have it open. You know, if you taste it throughout your meal, it will change in the glass as well. A little bit of black pepper in there, a little bay leaf. fabulous. So, again, we're open for visiting and tasting 7 days a week. Complimentary tasting and tours. Our website is avvwine.com. Lots of information on the background, the history, recipes at every single wine. Kevin Hall is our winemaker, and he does a fantastic job. He's been with us since 1998, and he just does a great job on all these wines. If you'd like also to read more about us, we're in the May 31st issue of Wine Spectator in their section on next generation wineries, and there's a lot of information on family and vineyard management, and it's kind of a fun read. So if you'd like to see more, check that out. Thank the Zanotto family for including Alexander Valley Vineyards in this dinner. I hope someday I get to be there in person to do this dinner, because it's been a while since we've been able to be there. So I hope I can join you in person, but until then, enjoy the wines, happy Cinco de Mayo, and enjoy the food. Thank you.